Welcome back to another episode of Where You Watching? Come on. It's Monday morning, it's the start of another week, and what better way to look back at the weekend's footballing action than doing a bloody good quiz on it. Henry Hill is on holiday on the other side of the world, literally getting as far away from us as possible, but football does not wait for Henry Hill, and neither do we. Joining me today is the usual suspects. On my right, it's Ben Hood. And back after a couple of episodes off, it's Benson Boone from Wish. It's Jem Ibrahim.
Thank you. No full name, come on. Not my whole golf, come on.
We're going to dox him. We're going to get him doxed. Screen. Yeah.
Your Instagram's out on the handle is in there.
Yeah,
anyway.
Uncut Gem.
It's Uncut Gem!
No, I'm not doing that.
Boys, welcome. Lots of football this weekend. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You guys know how this works by now. I've picked 3 games from this weekend's action, 3 questions on each, and then a quick fire on the buzzer round to finish off. Are you ready?
I'm feeling quick.
So ready.
Let's do it.
Let's quiz. First game of the weekend that we're going to be looking at today then was Arsenal beating Chelsea 1-0, putting some pressure on Chelsea's European push. 3 questions, nice easy one to start. Was quite a feisty game. How many yellow cards were there? Ben seems very happy with that question.
Fairly confident I know the answer. I think they said it on commentary and I was betting on the game. So my yellow cards didn't come in, but I was totting them up as I went.
There was a lot. Fofana could have had about...
3 on his own.
Yeah.
Krishy Moises Caicedo didn't get one.
Yeah, that was...
Costing
Was
me.
that's the one that did it for you, was it?
Yeah. He should have been as well. There are a couple where he went in late and pulled people back, but we move.
Okay, guys, you've both got an answer. Jem, I'm going to come to you first. How many yellow cards?
I've gone for 7.
7. Ben?
I think he's gone 1 too high. I think it was 6.
It is 6. Point to Ben. Very good start.
So watching this weekend.
He was so watching.
Well done.
So locked in on the games.
Point to Ben there. Question number 2. Good start for Ben. Chelsea, Man City, Newcastle and Brighton are 4th to 7th in the table respectively. How many points now separate Chelsea and Brighton? So 4th and 7th. It's pretty tight up there in those European places. How many points separate Chelsea and Brighton? Feel free to think out loud. Ben's gone in with an answer.
This is a punt. I mean, I do think it's quite tight, but I'm totally uncertain on this.
Yeah, I've just picked a number.
Okay, that's fine.
Great.
That's good. To be fair, that is exactly what I've asked you to do.
I'm going in the right
It's
direction,
good.
I think.
Jem, what have you gone for?
I've gone for 5.
5 points. Ben?
I was going to go for 5, but then I adjusted and went to 3.
Ben is closest, but I'm not going to give him a point for that. It's actually 2 points at the minute. Chelsea, 49 points, City, 48, and then Newcastle and Brighton both on 47.
Wow.
The race for the European spots does look like it's going to go right down to the wire.
I mean, 90. There's like if an English team wins the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League, it goes down to like 9th. I think, because we've got 5 Champions League spots already. So
There's a way
it could
that
be interesting.
Palace could finish 11th and still qualify. Very unlikely. But
I think
Palace.
I think the points below that are pretty close as well. I think Fulham are only 2 points behind Brighton.
and fair play to Brighton as well, because I think everyone thought they'd fallen off at the beginning of the season. But they've
They're cooking again.
really put a run together. Good on them.
Unlucky. Next question then. Jem, this is probably more one for you, I suppose. Mikel Merino scored the only goal of the game from a corner. Before his goal yesterday, how many attempts from corners had Arsenal had since they last scored from one?
We're going to do closest wins on this?
I will give you closest wins.
Okay, cool.
I know it was like 2 months, wasn't it? I think. They hadn't scored for 2 months from a corner.
It's been a while.
Do you know who the last one was? Who it was against? If not, I'll tell you when you give me the answer.
City?
Would it have been City? No. Tell us, Joel.
How many corners?
I will tell you in just a moment.
Okay.
Ben, still waiting for an answer, mate.
I'm trying to do the maths of like
edging
average corners. How many corners
teasing.
on average they have per game, and in 2 months, how many games will they have played?
And then how many corners per game, Ben?
Yeah, I said that at the start of my.
Did you?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, sorry.
Doesn't listen.
I zoned
Doesn't
out.
listen.
Never listens.
Because I wasn't talking into the mic.
Come on then, Ben. Come on. Ben's trying really hard with his mic etiquette this week because I told him off. Interesting. Okay.
Let's go to Ben first.
Ben, I'm going to go to you first. What have you...
This could be absolutely.
Ben, you've got...
Sorry, backseat host in here. Sorry.
That's all right, mate. That's fine.
I think they've gone 2 months without playing a game. Mm-hmm. No, without scoring from a corner in a game in the Premier League. I think in that 2 month, there's been about 10 games. And I think they might take around average 5 corners a game.
So there's real maths backing this.
Yeah.
I went 52.
52
Okay.
from Ben. Jem, what have you gone for?
Similar ballpark. I just guessed the number though. I didn't do any of the reasoning that Ben did. Slightly less informed answer, but I've gone for 47.
47. You boys are both very close. The answer that I've got is 51.
Oh!
So Ben Hook
go.
takes the point. Your maths has helped you out there.
Finally.
The last apparently came against Spurs in January.
Oh.
Of course.
So it has been a couple of months. 51 attempts before Mikel Merino's goal yesterday.
Good knowledge on display. It's not the sort of like insight that we've become used to on this.
No.
quiz.
No, we've
52
really
might be one of my favourite ever answers I've given on any of the pub
Yeah.
quizzes.
Yeah.
Or were you watchings?
End of the first round there. Ben has moved into an early lead, 2-0. Let's
go.
Let's go into our next game. Game number 2 then, Ipswich 2, Forest 4 at Portman Road. Forest's push for European football continues, and Kieran McKenna's side are the only team in the top 4 divisions to not have won a league game in 2025. Bad times for them. Plenty of goals in this one. Forest were 3-0 up at half-time. How many minutes did it take for them to go from 1-0 up to 3-0 up? Goals in relatively quick succession.
That's a tricky question, Joel. I can see what sort of mood you've turned up in today.
I'm trying to remember, because both sets of goals were really quick. And I can't remember what the first one was.
Jem, what are you thinking?
Just numbers. Just could be 7, could be 12.
Have you got something down?
I've got one down already, yeah. Which isn't 7 or 12 either, actually.
Revised mine.
Okay, you've both got one down. Jem, I'm going to come to you first. How long do you think it took?
I've gone for 9 minutes.
9 minutes. Okay. Ben, you've gone for 8.
Yeah. I think it was the 34th minute and the 41st, potentially.
What's the difference between 34 and 41st? What number did you have on the
But I'm
board?
going at the end of that minute.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
football maths.
What number did you have on that board
I had
before?
6. I had
You had
6.
6.
Well, it's 7 minutes until it's 8 minutes. Though,
Yeah,
so
you are right. Yeah,
That's true, yeah. The answer was 6 minutes. Ben has talked himself out of it there. Milenkovic in the 35th minute, Elanga in the 37th and 41st.
That's annoying.
So 6 minutes between them. No points there. Next question then, guys. Both sides had the same number of shots during the game. How many attempts did they have?
Ooh.
Total shots, not shots on
Not shots
target.
on target.
Total
Okay.
attempts on goal.
Quite an open game.
Ben is in with an answer.
Time pressure on Gemma.
both had the same amount of shots.
Both had the same number of shots.
That's again another lovely little nugget of info from
I've
you,
really
Joel.
put the research in for
Yeah.
this today.
Have you been the brains behind the football quiz this whole time?
Who can say? Who can truly say?
Henry doesn't actually like football.
No.
He's a front for this. He's a face.
He's a badminton man.
Yeah, he very much is.
Gonna need an answer then, Jem.
Okay.
Let's keep it moving.
I've got one for you.
Ben, I'm going to come to you first this time. How many shots do you think they had?
I went for 12.
12
I
each?
just thought free-flowing game, 4 goals on one side. Go for it.
Very good. Jem?
That feels a bit under to me. I've gone for 14.
I could have done closest wins, but I didn't. The answer is actually 11. So again, Ben very narrowly
I feel like the
missing out.
closest wins thing, I often lose out on when I am closer. I don't know if it's because I'm sat in like the home end and then it's the favourite. I mean,
Wow.
Jem's not really a guest, but he's here
It's
all the
part of
time.
the furniture.
but-
How dare you?
Yeah,
But
wow,
that
okay,
is the Football Joe away end. That's where our guests do sit.
Yeah.
And I often feel like the closest wins leans that way.
I mean, I guess you just need to get them right to get the point.
Okay, fair enough.
I
So
suppose.
you're saying conspiracy?
Yeah. very much
Weirdly,
so.
if you do get the questions right, we will give you the point.
Well, that's happened to me actually on this
You know,
quiz as well.
that's
so.
quizzing.
Cenk Tosun.
God, he's still going on about that. Cenk Tosun, what a player. Final question on this game then. Forest have scored first more than any other team in the Premier League this season. How many times have they gone 1-0 up? More than any other team, and it's served them well so far. How many times have they gone 1-0 up? What are we now, 30 games? 30 games in? 29 games in?
Yeah.
29, 30?
Ben has got an answer down.
Yeah, I've got one down.
Okay. Jem?
18.
18 for Jem. Ben?
I went slightly higher. I went 20.
Ben, again, is closest, but not quite. It's 22 times
Here we
this
go.
season.
Here we go. Don't give me the point. Go
He's
on.
fuming. He's absolutely fuming.
Don't give it to me.
Ben Hook robbed.
Ben, unlucky there again. No points in that round. The score's currently still 2-0 to Ben going into our final game of the weekend. Our final game
Who
of...
won the Carabao Cup final?
Jesus Christ. Where do we find this guy? The final game we're quizzing about this weekend is the Carabao Cup final. Newcastle beating Liverpool 2-1 in order to win their first domestic trophy since 1955. How much do you boys remember about the game? Question 1. Local hero Dan Burn put Newcastle ahead from a corner just before half-time. But which Liverpool player was supposedly marking him?
Oh, yeah.
Marked him, I think it was at 2 corners previously. Got away with it for the first 2 corners, but was punished on the third.
Yeah, it wasn't textbook marking. He really did not know where the ball was or the man was by the time it had got in the net.
It was a bit of a mismatch. Not the first player you'd want marking Dan Burn at a corner.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. Yeah, okay.
They made a big deal out of it on commentary. But if you're watching in a pub, it's sort of like, oh, he's just lost his man.
I don't know. I was watching in a pub full of Liverpool fans and we all noticed.
Yeah, fair enough.
We noticed him miss out on the first 2 as well.
Yeah, Joel, how are you feeling?
What about the result?
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. I think Newcastle were the better team. They deserved it. I think Liverpool were knackered. 120 minutes against PSG in midweek did us no favours at all. You know, away the lads, I suppose.
Bottled the Champions League, bottled the League Cup. All good things
What's
coming
next?
free.
What's
Let's
next?
see. Let's see.
I saw a load of Newcastle fans at King's Cross Station this morning, and they both looked like buzzing, but also really, really... I'm so hungover.
What was that, Ben?
I'm so hungover.
So hungover.
Sam Fender, no?
Okay.
Have we got an answer?
I think I've got one. I've gone for Alexis McAllister.
Alexis McAllister, Ben?
I've also gone for Alexis.
It was
McAllister.
Alexis McAllister. A lot shorter than Dan Burn.
A lot of people are, though, in fairness.
Yeah.
They are.
Not you, Ben.
I'm probably 2 inches shorter than Dan Burn, I'd say. I think he's 6'5", and I'm 6'3".
Great.
Big
Thanks for
bloody
that.
freak.
I'd rather have Alexis McAllister marking him than you. Anyway,
How much shorter is he than you?
Suddenly all the numbers have gone from my head. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe around like 6'1".
I'm actually an inch taller. It's fine.
Depends if you're asking on Hinge or not.
Oh, wow. Low blow, Ben.
points for both of you there. Good start.
Lovely stuff.
Question number 2. How many shots on target did Liverpool have in the whole game?
Ooh.
Very much outplayed for the majority of. Apart from a late burst, probably 75 minutes or so onwards.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of saves Nick Pope actually had to make.
There weren't many, to be fair.
Salah kind of ghosted, didn't he?
It's the first, saw a stat this morning on Opta, I think it's the first time he's failed to have a shot or make an attempt at assisting somebody.
Wow.
Have you both got answers for me?
Yeah.
Ben, I'm going to start with you. How many shots on target?
I said their only shot on target was their goal, and for 1.
Was the Chiesa goal?
I can't remember any other Pope saves.
Jem, what have you gone for?
I've gone for 2.
It's a point to Jem Ibrahim. It was 2.
Less of the gov, come on.
It was Chiesa's goal, and then Curtis Jones forced a good reaction stop from him.
Oh, yeah.
One hand over the bar.
Into the box, yeah.
Point to Jem to
Seriously,
close the gap.
There's a particular person in the comments who I'd prefer if they don't know my full name. So let's draw a line under that.
Looking at you, SBs. I can name it.
Spees. I love you, Spees. I love you.
Big point from Jem there to close the gap. Last question. Can you name the last major trophy that Newcastle won? Now, this is a tricky one. They won an FA Cup in 1955, as I said in the intro.
Yep.
But what was the last major trophy that they won? They won 1 since then. And if you get this at home, very good.
What about if we get it in the studio?
Even better.
Fair enough.
Because, you know, quizzing. Any ideas, guys? Feel free to think out loud.
I'm thinking it's like a defunct trophy now. Like, kind of like Palace, the only thing that they've won is like the ZDS Cup,
Yeah.
which I think it's maybe going to be something like higher profile than that. It's a European trophy.
It's good logic so far. Really
Because it's
good.
not a domestic trophy,
That's it.
based on the fantastic information you've given us already, John.
Always listen to the question, guys.
There was the Fairs Cup. Yeah, I've got one down. I've got one down.
We've got answers. Ben, I'm going to go to you first.
I went, I thought it was a random one, and I went for the Intertoto Cup.
Toto
But I was thinking there's one that was like the Anglo-Italian trophy or something that was around like the 60s that I potentially was going to go for. But I thought Intertoto was probably a random enough answer.
Yeah, I feel like we're both leaning towards kind of niche.
Yeah.
Jem?
Yeah, no, I bless the rains down in Africa. It's the Intertoto Cup. Can we keep that in, please?
That is the worst thing anyone's said on this show.
A really sad hush descended on the studio as soon as he did that. You've both gone for the Intertoto Cup. It's not what I've got here.
Can we have another go?
Jem, you actually, in your reasoning, you were halfway there, to be fair. The last major trophy that Newcastle won was the 1969 Intercities Fairs Cup. Which you did mention. Fairs. A competition that was originally set up to promote international trade fairs between cities.
Wow.
Export some Newcastle brown to Italy. Sounds great.
Literally that exact kind of thing.
Class.
And then UEFA took it over in 1971 and it became the UEFA Cup.
Oh, bloody UEFA.
Wow.
If you got that at home, seriously, well done. That is not easy. No points for you two boys. At the end of our final game of the weekend, it is still 3-2 to Ben. Jem, you can absolutely pull it back. Buzzers, please, on the buzzer.
Let's do it.
Okay, guys, on the buzzer. Thank you. Because obviously, of course. 5 quickfire questions. Jem.
Hi.
Jem, you've got a chance to turn this around. Hands on buzzers then, boys. Question number 1. Who scored Manchester United's opener against Leicester? Ben?
Rasmus Højlund.
Point to Ben it was. His first goal in 22 games for Manchester United.
Does a lot of work off the ball, though.
A lot of work. Well, he'd have to with those returns. Question number 2. What record did Erling Haaland set this weekend? Ben again.
Fastest to 100 goal contributions in the Premier League.
That is absolutely spot on. Really good from you, Ben. 84 goals and 16 assists in 94 games for Erling Haaland. Question number 3. Thomas Souček scored again for West Ham this weekend. How many has he scored in the Premier League this season?
9.
Incorrect. Ben?
I'll go 5.
It's in the middle. It's 7.
Ooh. Closest wins?
No.
What?
That wouldn't work anyway.
Joel, you've got to leave so much of this in. You are broken.
It's like I haven't slept. Jem, you needed that, mate. Unfortunately, 5-2 to Ben. So we're playing for pride. We're always playing for pride on the Football Joe quiz. Dele Alli was sent off on his Como debut against AC Milan. How long was he on the
10 minutes.
10 minutes is right, Jem. Points to Jem. Very
There's
good.
some pride, Jem.
Very sad.
First game in 2 years. It is a bit sad, actually, to be fair. Wanted him to start well.
Yeah. The ref could have not sent him off, to be fair, I think.
Did you see the text exchange?
Yes.
Yeah.
Loftus-Cheek saying I was just absolutely
just out of his
gassed.
arse,
That's the only reason I stayed on
100%.
10 minutes.
Final question then, boys.
Come on.
To tie off this, frankly, all-timer episode of Where You're Watching. Rangers took all 3 points after a dramatic 3-2 away win at Celtic. Who scored the winner? Weren't watching Scottish football. Doesn't care about Scottish football, does he?
Where's Ed Campbell when you need him?
Hi, Ed. Big fan. Quick fire. Should we phone Ed Campbell? Yeah. Should we do that?
Yeah, do it.
I forgot his number. Is he in today?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
he's just looking past all the celebrities that you got in your phone book.
It's just your mum 12 times.
Never too early for a mum joke.
Can't believe I'm going to be left left on fucking red by Ed Campbell.
Welcome.
How embarrassing.
This is what happens when you try to innovate on a show like this and you try and make it more interesting. It all falls to bits. Yes!
It's
Go on, Jem.
I know the guy's name. It's I've never said it out loud though, so forgive me for the pronunciation. It's Igamare. Is that his name?
Now we're in a real Cenk-Osin situation here.
But you know who I'm talking about.
I do know who
And
you're
it's
talking
also-
about. It is Hamza Igamane. 10th goal of the season. That is full time. Today's winner, 5-4, is Ben Hook.
Oh, it's the only reason I turned up to work.
Well played, Ben. Well played.
It turns out Ben Hook was indeed watching. Jem, unlucky, mate. Really close.
Thanks.
What is going on here? Jem, thank you so much for playing, mate. Unlucky. Almost clawed it back in the end.
I didn't.
Crucially, you did not, I suppose.
I'll take my foot off the gas. on the odd one.
Nice way for you to get back in on the show.
Yeah, and in the office generally.
Guys, that brings an end to this particularly chaotic episode of Were You Watching? How did you get on at home? Did you score better than these two? Who knows? Maybe you did. Please, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go and watch all the other stuff that we put out. There's Football Behind Bars, there's The Long Throw, which is our football and darts format. All really good stuff. And of course, the main quizzes on Saturday. Olivia Bazaglo was on this week, and it was great. Guys, thank you again for watching, and we will see you next Monday for more.